A little before noon on Saturday, Nepal was hit by a massive earthquake that unleashed a shockwave as powerful as explosion of 20 thermonuclear weapons as per experts, leaving behind a trail of massive destruction. While the epicenter of the 7.9 on Richter scale earthquake was Nepal, tremors were felt across India as well. Over the weekend, videos shot by people on ground that show the extent of destruction caused and ongoing relief efforts emerged. We will get you all of that and more. First up, I'm joined by my colleague Simarpreet Kaur, who for the big interview of the week is joined by Mr. Shantanu Prakash, Managing Director and Chairman, Educomp.
The trend of e-learning is indeed growing rapidly in India, but e-learning is not just about distant online courses. Schools today are also adapting to this technology. Joining me now, Shantanu Prakash, Chairman and Managing Director, Educomp India. Shantanu, thank you so much for talking to us. Shantanu, technology has changed the way we learn now. Traditional methods of teaching are gradually improving, changing, transforming day in and day out. A product like yours has changed the way schools teach today. How do you see the face of education changing in India now?
I think the trend that I see is a move towards three things I think are very important. The first is mobile, the second is internet, and the third is going to be cloud. Now these three dimensions of e-learning will fundamentally transform the way students learn and teachers teach. The first seed in some sense was planted by Smart Class when it started almost a decade back. And today there are over 100,000 classrooms in India which are Smart Class enabled by Educomp itself. Of course, the potential of Smart Class in India is far greater than that because there are almost 200,000 private schools in India, not even counting the 1 million odd government schools in the country. So for a second, keeping that potential for digital classrooms aside, the fact is that India is host to the highest number of school going children in the world. And these kids are technology savvy. These kids are at home with smartphones and tablet PCs. These are what we call digital natives. So they're born speaking the digital language. And you know, if they need learning resources, they're more likely to turn to internet, to social, to cloud than when we were going to school.
So as you mentioned earlier, there are enough number of schools to cater to. The potential of this market is huge. What according to you keeps this industry going and growing? Okay,
so one aspect of why online is going to be so important to India, in India talent among students is distributed among 500 cities. So often you hear the IIT topper is coming from some small town in Bihar, or somebody else who topped IAS is coming from another small little town. Okay, so talent is distributed, yet access to high quality teachers and good schools is not equally distributed. Small towns don't have good quality teachers or schools. So the internet will enable what I call a level playing academic field. So imagine a scenario that a student in a small town in Tamil Nadu, or Himachal Pradesh, no access to great schools in that area, can still learn from the best teachers in the country. And how is that going to be possible? That's going to be possible when he logs on to Smart Class online and can access the vast repository of digital content that we have there, that have been built by thousands of man hours of research by some of the top teachers in the country. So it's not only empowering to the students, but I think fulfills that fundamental right of every child to have high quality education.
What according to you are some of the challenges of working in the e-learning space? Cost, accessibility, internet penetration, and how do you tackle all of those?
Well, I think there are a number of challenges, but the good news is that with every passing month, these challenges are becoming less and less of a challenge. For example, cost of access. The fact that you need to have a tablet PC or you need to have access to a computer is the basic prerequisite to using anything online. Then you have to pay the cost of online. But as we know, the cost of devices is going down. The cost of internet access is going down. So we are all moving in the right direction where it's going to be so affordable. Today you can buy a 4G enabled smartphone for 5,000 rupees. Maybe a year down the line you can buy it for 2,000 rupees. Maybe 4G, when 4G rolls out in India, it is going to provide high speed at just a few hundred rupees a month. That will be the trigger point.
So you believe that the fact that internet penetration is a little less efficient in, say, let's say, rural areas can be.
Exactly. So one challenge is the cost of access. The second is the quality of the access.
Yeah.
I mean, India is not really known for high quality broadband. I mean, I live in Gurgaon, but sometimes for me to download streaming video in Gurgaon, which is as good as it gets, becomes very spotty.
Very.
But the internet infrastructure of this country is improving and getting better and better. I think these are two challenges. The third is awareness.
Yeah.
So, when I speak on platforms like your platform and then we do our digital marketing, I think we have to make millions of students aware that there is a better way to learn. There is another way to do things. If you've seen the latest Educomp campaign, our whole campaign is centered around there is another way. Okay, so the education system in its present format has existed for hundreds of years. You go to classrooms, you stare at a blackboard, but there is another way, and that another way is online, digital, mobile and social.
But tell us, why venture into e-learning? You've been working in the education space for over a decade now. Why do you think moving towards e-learning was the right thing to do?
I think in one word I'll talk about scale. Education worldwide has always been that good education or high quality education was always boutique. So there are few schools across the country that are considered to be the pinnacle. But the internet is going to change everything. We want to provide the highest quality education on every user's smartphone. That is revolutionary. And I think that's one single reason that today you're giving to like a few hundred students, that quality you should be able to give to a few million students. So that's one of the big advantages of going online. The second big advantage is the cost, the affordability. Okay, you go to a school today, you pay thousands of rupees in school fees. Parents are being burdened every day because cost of education is increasing. It's in fact, research shows that over the past 5 years, education cost has increased by 2 to 3 times. On the internet, that cost is going to be ridiculously low. And the third reason is quality. I think we are all looking forward to giving the best education to our kids. And when you do this online, it is researched, it is validated, it is consistent quality to no matter who's accessing the system.
So while we're on that, why don't you tell us a little bit about Smart Class Online?
So Smart Class Online is a unique product. It allows the student to do 3 important things. One is learn, share and perform. So the entire curriculum for like a CBSE or an ICSE has been digitized. So we've given students access anytime, anywhere to over 25,000 different highly interactive 3D modules. So you log in at 2 AM, you're studying something and you're stuck, you log into Smart Class Online and you can see a brilliant animation of how photosynthesis happens or some complicated topic in math. Okay, so this is bringing learning at the time the student needs learning the most. Okay, that's one. Second is you share. So we know that a lot of learning gets unlocked because of peer-to-peer networking. Okay, so you can learn from other friends. You post a question and within a few seconds somebody from a different part of the country answers your question. So you're not dependent on accessing sometimes difficult to reach teachers. That's the sharing feature. And lastly is about improving your performance in a very holistic manner. It's not simply about your IQ, it's also about your EQ. Okay, about CBSE has launched something called CCE, Continuous Comprehensive Evaluation. So we've implemented all those features in Smart Class Online. And finally, there is a school component to Smart Class Online. So we install it in the school. So the moment it's installed in the school has access to the parents and the parents have access to the school. Usually in India, the school and the parents live as if they're living on 2 different islands, 2 different countries. They hardly communicate or interact. With this common platform on the student's laptop and on the school, teachers, students and parents are able to form a seamless community to learn, share and perform.
And do you feel that in any sort is it going to harm the traditional methods of teaching?
I would say it's supplementing it.
Okay.
Right. So when Smart Class came into classrooms, people said, look, teachers have been teaching through the blackboard for years. how are they going to adapt to this
Yeah.
or that? There were like a million
There
questions.
was doubts about them being replaced.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Today, smart class is a teacher's best friend.
yeah,
Okay, and I think smart class online is going to become a student's best friend,
yeah.
because you're carrying not one teacher but hundreds of teachers in your pocket all the time.
So your final words, you're someone who's worked in the education space extensively. What would you say to all the future entrepreneurs, teachers, or anyone wanting to work in the education space? What are the do's and don'ts, and what must they keep in mind while entering the education sector?
I think there is a lot of scope for innovation. The vision for Smart Class Online that I outlined to you is Educomp's vision, it's my vision.
Yeah.
But there are 1,000 other stakeholders in education,
Yeah.
great teachers, young entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Everybody is scripting their own vision. And the beauty about the internet is everybody has a voice, everybody has a chance to make the next big disruption.
So you believe that there's room for
Oh,
everyone out there in the education space?
Absolutely, it's a very dynamic space.
Okay, great, Shantanu. Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank
talking
you.
to us. That
Thanks
was
a lot.
certainly great news and great information. Thank you.